Hello everyone, this is Moshe, the Electric Israeli on FSD. If you're new, please subscribe and help me change the world one electric car at a time. Thank you to my supporters. Please support me on Patreon. If you're in the market to buy a Tesla car, please use my referral code. You're going to get 3 months free FSD, which is amazing. It is autonomous. And also this video is sponsored by EV Base. Thank you guys for joining me. And as Tesla does every other month, incentives ahead of, middle of the way towards the end of the quarter. So they always incentives, and they are now targeting the Model 3. And interestingly enough, I started to see Model Y, the new Model Y, in inventory. Holy moly, I saw 3 in my area. I live in the boonies. Okay, so that's that. But let me start first with the whole idea of the Tesla Model 2, Model Q, cheaper model, more affordable Teslas, you name it. Tesla did mention it in the last earning call. It's been talking about for years and years. Some spy pictures were found. I saw it on Tesla Radi. Some drone of possible Tesla cars, Model 3 or Model Y or whatever. So like I told you in many of my videos, many of my videos, the Tesla, cheaper Tesla, is going to be a downgraded Model Y or downgraded Model 3. The cheap Tesla Cybertruck is a downgraded Cybertruck introduced just 2 weeks ago. Okay? The $70,000 before incentives. With very little in it. I mean, they stripped all the fun stuff out of it. Okay, including the automatic tonneau cover. Anyway, be that as it may, this is what's going to be. It's going to be a smaller Model Y, is something in between, I don't know. But let me just tell you why it is so important that Tesla is going to needs to have a cheaper model. And later on, I'm going to talk to you about more incentives, the incentives that Tesla has, and why, most important why, that it's not going to cause any Osborne effect at all, not at all, actually the opposite. Before we continue with this video, I'd like to give a shout out to today's sponsor of my videos. It is EV Base. EV Base is an awesome accessories for both interior and exterior of Tesla, Rivian, and many other EVs. I received the EV Base Model 3 18-inch urban turbine wheel cover. It is awesome. It came with this amazing box, all individually wrapped with this great bubble wrap. I opened it. It came by default with this cap, but I ordered especially the Tesla logo cap, and also the rim cover came along with it. It's an awesome company. I really love them. If you mention my name, TEI, the Electric Israeli, in your coupon section, you can get 20% off your purchase of anything from their website. They're awesome. I will include the link below and embedded inside this video. Whichever model is coming, okay, even cheaper Tesla Cybertruck somehow, or Tesla Model something that is cheaper, $25,000 to $32,000, let's say, before incentives. It is not going to compete with somebody like me who wants his next Tesla car when my lease is up. Let's say I have a lease coming up in October, okay? Whether I lease or I buy, probably lease, okay? Or buy, we'll see. I'm not going to get a stripped down version, okay? I want a nice, fully loaded a Tesla car, just like I got the launch model. Why? Because I want to, and I can afford it. Okay, but there are so many people who cannot afford it. Okay, the total addressable market, it will be adhered only if there is a cheap model, whatever. Only. That's the only way it's going to happen. And think about I don't know, 270, 80 miles car. I have a Tesla Model 2023 Tesla Model 3 that I lease with 270 miles, 60 something miles. That, it's a commuter for my son. He goes to work not too far. That's all I need. Okay, that's all he needs. So if somebody, let's say for him, if I lease one for him, I'll lease the cheap model. That's not something I would use for my long trips and all that. But a 25 to 35, let's say, before incentives, of a Tesla car, whether it's Model 3 or Model Y, and I don't care, or any new thing, will open up the Tesla cars to people who would love to have a Tesla, but they just can't afford it. They just can't. You just can't have a starting price of $37,000 after incentive, or 40, or whatever that is. It's too much money for them. Okay, I have a friend, a good friend. He said, my budget is $25,000. I'm not going to pay for any car more than $25,000. So let's say a $25,000 Tesla, or a 27,500. You know why? Because it's incentive. It's 20 grand. You know how many people will buy? Do they care if it's cloth seats? Do they care if it's not ventilated seat? Just heated? Do they care if there's no screen behind? Who the heck cares about these things? Okay, give him a decent range. That friend of mine bought I think the Nero, okay, the Kia Niro, and it has exactly what I'm telling you. Not that much. Very low range, 220 miles, and he's happy. He's a commuter. He's an IT guy. That's how many people like that there are. So many, so many. So anybody who says that Tesla is going to have the Osborne effect on other models is stupid. It's just not true. We need to have this, and it's going to be fantastic. And they're going to have, if somebody wants to rent the FSD or buy it, if they save some money, it's great. It's great, and you want to do something with it after, that's fantastic. It's great. So that is why I think that is going to be great market for that. Now, as far as incentives are concerned, here's the page of the Tesla Model 3. As you can see, 0%. They reintroduced the 0%. That's wonderful. For 60 months, $4,000 down, $540 per month. I always include the federal tax incentive because most people qualified for it. Now, if I zero it like I always do, it's $606. Now, $606 is a lot of money for somebody. Okay, I have a friend who said, I'm not paying more than $300 for anything. Okay, so imagine a car that can have this with the tax incentive for $300 or $250 per month. So that's great. So that is incentive number one. Incentive number two, if you have a Tesla like I do, one of my Teslas has FSD in it, you can now trade it in and you can transfer your FSD to your new model. But there is a caveat there, and I'm going to tell you that in a minute. So let me show you the inventory, and here's the new inventory. Now the default in my region goes to Model 3 because there's so many Model 3s in inventory, which I always recommend for you to go. But here's a Model Y. Here's 3. One of them is the launch model. Okay, Model Y, great car, $817. Okay, $52,000 after $52,490 after incentive. Here's a Model Y for $42,490. This is after the incentive, 653 miles. And here's another one for $41,490 for 660. Okay, so people with family would love to have a Model Y. It's a lot of money for them. But how about a car like that, or maybe smaller than that, or even like that doesn't have all the, this one, it's loaded. No, not loaded. I don't need any of this. That you can actually afford it. Now, some people, I didn't get it for some reason. Some people who bought Model Ys at the beginning, and I did. I ordered it right away, and I got my June 2020. I got a Model Y. You got an email, as an appreciation, we'll give you $2,000 discount. Now, here's the deal with this transfer, the trade-in, and all that. I tell you what I do. I never spend money on depreciating asset. Car is a depreciating asset. I finance 100% of it. Now, I do pay more than what it is, so I eat into the interest, if there's an interest. Depend if it's zero, if there's nothing. Because I like to, most of my car, I pay them off before the term is over. And I save a lot of money this way. But I don't pay, no thank you. Now, let's say, oh, great. I will trade in my 2021 Tesla Model Y. It is $5,000 underwater. Most people finance their cars, and if you sell it to Tesla, you're dead. Okay, you anything that $2,000 that you save, you have to pay it in how much you owe for that car. So it's, unless you are a dumb person and you paid off your car, okay, you paid it off. and you're willing to, know what, I'll take whatever they give me, 10 grand, 15 grand, and I'll just use it, and I get 2,000, that's fine. But most people don't do that. Most people do, they do finance that. You're going to lose money unless you are out, you paid it off, it's all paid off, and you're ready for an upgrade, and you happen to be having an FSD and all that, I don't know, 2016 or 18 or 17, whatever it is, model, whatever, with FSD in it, and then you want to transfer, and then you get the AI4. Yes, do that. That is awesome. You should do that. That is fantastic. But anything else, I'm sorry. I totally do not recommend. All right. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.